I've been getting a lot of questions about how I turn my ionic silver into a true colloidal silver. So in this video I'm going to explain how to do that. Now most of you probably already know that I use the Silver Lungs generator to create what I consider one of the best products on the market. So let's understand first of all that all so-called colloidal silver generators do not make colloidal silver. They make ionic silver only, and that's across the board. What comes out is your clear solution, which is ionic. But then I'll go through the process of how I turn that ionic solution into a colloidal solution. So with this particular generator, we've got the heavy gauge silver rods. First thing we have to do is fill it up. There's a line right here that we're going to fill this up to with distilled water. I don't know if you see it. It's right there. That's the first step. And you want to use distilled water because you do not want any impurities in this. Do not use tap water or spring water. I've got a reverse osmosis filter in my house, but I don't even use that. I like to make sure I've got the very purest water. So, you see, I filled it to that line. Okay. Now, with this unit, and the reason this makes such a quality ionic solution is it has a magnetic stirrer, and that's important because as this is using electrolysis to make the silver ions, it keeps it mixed up and reversing the polarity improves it. I won't get into all that right now, but as you'll see, the rods have been cleaned. We're attaching positive and negative. It doesn't matter which wire. Okay. Then to make this generator allows me to make a 20 parts per million or a 10 parts per million solution. If I know I'm going to make a colloidal solution out of this ionic when I'm done, I need to turn it to the highest setting, which is the 20 parts per million. So I'll turn on the power. And you notice the light come on. Okay, it's been a couple hours now. The blue light's on. You can see that it stopped spinning. The ionic solution is made. Now, what we'll do is disconnect the clips and just set those aside. Make sure they don't touch. Remove the silver rods. And you can see how there's no silver aggregate hanging from it. It's plated nicely onto both of them, and that's due to the reverse polarity. Okay, and now if you know you want to check parts per million, just take your total dissolved solids particle maker, and we're about 16, and that's common. When it says it's going to make 20, it actually makes about 16, 17 for whatever reason. I don't know. So now we're to the point where, I'll turn this off just a second, where we're going to leave the magnetic stirrer in the ionic solution, because what we're going to do now, we've created the silver ionic solution. Okay, now what we're doing is we're going to add the reducing agent, which basically is going to be adding trillions of electrons back to the ionic solution, and turning on the magnetic stirrer. This will basically turn the ionic solution into a colloidal solution, because what we're doing now is all these negatively charged silver ions are gobbling up all of these free electrons that have been introduced into the solution. And what that's going to do is make atoms turned into particles of silver. And that's why it's not affected by the hydrochloric acid in the stomach, is because it's a true particle of silver. It's a colloidal silver. So we're going to mix that up for about 5 minutes, and then we'll put the heat to it. So we'll go to that section in just a moment. So let that stir for about 5 minutes till it's completely dissolved. Okay, now we've taken out the magnetic stir and we've brought our solution over to the stove, and we're going to put this on low heat for about 10 minutes is about what it takes, but it's not really the time. How we're going to tell how long is from our water level that we've put in there should go right about to the rim, and when it expands that much, that's when we know when we stop our heating process. But I've timed it out several times, and it takes about 10 minutes, so I'll keep an eye on it and set my timer, and then we'll let it cool, and then when we come back, you'll notice it'll turn a nice amber color, and that's how we'll have our colloidal solution. Bada bing. Okay, here you can see after we've taken it off the heat, it's cooled down, we've got our true colloidal silver. And that's how you make ionic silver into colloidal silver.